Yeah, America is a great nation. It's got wonderful people and with great ideals. And that's one thing that everybody should consistently, constantly remember. That where we came from as a nation, did it have flaws? Does it have flaws? Sure it does, but we've overcome them. You know, there's a lot of people fleeing to get here. They're not fleeing to leave this country. And I think we should be very, very proud of who we are and where we came from and what we've tried to do. I mean, it's you should be very, very proud to be an American and what we stand for.
Absolutely, Secretary.
Yeah, well said, General. I think as we are now upon the 20-year anniversary of 9/11, in light of what we've talked about in Afghanistan, it's hard for people to feel good or positive from the standpoint of the very same place and some of the same people that helped launch that attack 20 years ago, are celebrating another victory as a result of something that the Biden administration's approach there. But I go back to 9/11, and in the aftermath of when that happened, never in my life have I had a sense of patriotism where Americans were united and brought together. And in an odd way, notwithstanding this administration's failures, that same feeling is there with regard to Afghanistan right now, because there are Americans that are stranded and trapped there. And what you see across this country is so many people saying, there's a sense of patriotism that even if this administration isn't going to stand up for them, that the American people will, and we won't leave them behind, and that we're not going to forget about this, and that not all of this was in vain, and that our brave men and women for the last 20 years really did fight for the right reasons, and so I think that people need to remember that, feeling 20 years ago and right now in these really difficult times, again, be patriotic about being an American and what it really means and what it stands for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think the anniversary of 9/11 every year, but obviously this year, the 20th year, gives you a time to reflect. And I think it's important for Americans to really understand the threats facing the homeland. And I'm sure Director Radcliffe and General Kellogg would agree that there are still people in this world that want to kill and harm Americans. And at the end of the day, that's what the federal government needs to do, is to provide protection and security. And so we need to keep that in mind. There's a whole host of individuals. If you go to a college campus today, freshmen weren't even born on 9/11. So you have a whole host of individuals who don't understand that threat, didn't witness, didn't experience 9/11 like many of us did. And so it's important to remind them of that. It's to remind them that there are bad people that want to do bad things to the United States every single day. And it's because of the work that the men and women across the federal government, not only at DHS, but in the intelligence community, at DOD and others, that protect this homeland every day. They deserve our gratitude, our respect. And at the end of the day, they want to do their job. They want to do the job that they were hired to do. And we need to let them do their job and protect the country day in and day out.
I want to thank each of you for joining us today here at America First Policy Institute for this wide-ranging and very important discussion that we've had. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.